Hey everyone. I feel so weird doing this. I'm so sorry. So this is like one of my first videos for my channel, but what better time than now to do it? It's kind of, a time where people are panicking, where the world is going crazy. You've got this coronavirus going around, and I think a lot of people are I think the main cause of panic is providing. Like, we don't know how we're going to be able to provide our income. We don't know how we're going to be able to provide food for our family. There's a lot of unknowns, a lot of worrying and anxiousness about this whole entire thing. I think for the most part, we all can handle, quarantine, for a virus. But I think there's a lot of fear that could come along with, the possibility that this may be a long-term thing. This may be longer than just 2 weeks. What's happening in the world? Where could this go? What could happen? Are we all losing our jobs? Are we losing our homes? There's so many thoughts that can run through your head. But I'm thankful that, that's not, we don't have to put our faith in those things, that we serve a God who provides everything that we need. So I just wanted to, y'all don't mind my Christmas tree in the back of my office that I don't know what to do with it. And my office is kind of like a catch-all, so y'all just disregard that. But I wanted to share a verse with you all. Of course, the verse is one of the verses is that, God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of, a sound mind and power and, all that good stuff. Everybody's heard that verse at this point. But the main thing to take away from that is that you don't have to live in fear, because that's not something that the Lord gives us. And if it's not from the Lord, then it's from the enemy. And he only gives good things. So, that's one thing to walk in. But I'm going to read directly from my computer. But the one thing that I want to share with you guys, it's in Matthew 6, verse 31 through 32. And I'm reading from the ESV version. So yours may look just a tad bit different if you have a different version. But it says, "Therefore do not be anxious, saying, 'What shall we eat? Or what shall we drink? Or what shall we wear?' For the Gentiles seek after all these things, and your heavenly Father knows that you need them all." So that is God acknowledging that, we don't be anxious. There's no need to be anxious in what you're going to eat or what you're going to do, because I know everything that you need. So you don't have to be anxious with that. And then another one that I really like is in Matthew 7, verse 11. And it says, "If you then, who are evil, know how to give good gifts to your children, how much more will your Father who is in heaven give good gifts to those who ask him?" So basically, God's saying, people who are evil know how to give good gifts. So what about God, who is not evil, who's this good Father? I mean, imagine, and it talks about in the Bible, that He gives us things above and beyond anything we can ask or imagine. So that's just another verse to confirm that, God knows exactly what we need, and He knows that if we ask, there's also another verse, if we ask, we shall receive. So if people who are evil know how to give good gifts to their children, how much greater of a gift can God give His children as He is in heaven to here with us on earth? So I just wanted to encourage you guys with that, God, there's no reason to panic. All you have to do is be still and let God be God. I think that's my struggle a lot of times, is that I try to, I love to control things. That's one of my downfalls, is I'm all about controlling stuff. Like, I'm a type A person to a degree. I'm kind of, ADD type A, if you know what I mean. I'm all over the place, but I'm very organized. Like, my schedule is my schedule. And so this has kind of derailed me a bit, and it's challenged my faith of, it's really helped to be a growing process for me. But I take heart in knowing that, I know that God has a plan for all of this, because Jeremiah 29:11 says that, "I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you, not to harm you." The whole, blah, 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 after that. But that's the main thing that I like to cling to, is that God knows the plans. He created me for such a time as this day, this time, this moment. I was supposed to be here when this coronavirus came here. You're watching this, you were supposed to be here and born, and you have a purpose through all of this. So I want you to just know that you're not just here experiencing this. You're a spirit that's here on earth, and you're here to change the world. And I saw a post earlier that, the church is the hope of the world. We are the people we're the salt of the earth. And so I just wanted to give everybody a word of encouragement, because there's so much negativity, so much craziness surrounding this, and so much that if you continually, take that in, it can really affect your spirit and help you, and make you have a negative mindset about everything. And so I just wanted to encourage everybody and tell you that God knows exactly what you need. And sometimes we think that what we want is what we need, and that's not true. That's hard to trust God with that sometimes, because I really want to have that comfort of being able to pay my bills. But the truth is, the business that I work for could possibly close down in the next couple of weeks. I'm believing God for the best. I'm speaking that into existence, but if that's not in God's will, then it may not happen. But I have to trust that God has the best for me, and that what God has is greater than anything I could ever imagine. So I have to trust Him with that, and know, and also be at peace with who He is. I have to understand His character and know that He's going to take care of me regardless. And if it's my time to go home, then it's my time to go home. No matter what happens, I'm going to fulfill my purpose here on earth. And if it's to the point where I have fulfilled my purpose and God calls me on home, then great, awesome. But otherwise, I still have a purpose to fulfill. And I'm going to be here trucking along until Jesus decides to take me on home. So I'm confident in that. And, I'm just trying to have peace, ask God for peace that passes all understanding, and receive that peace, because it's a gift that He gives us. And just know that He's going to carry us through all of this. And to my fellow Christians, I want you to know that we serve Jehovah Jireh. He is our provider. And so I'm not doubting that. But I want you to know that don't allow this to... I feel like this is an attack of the enemy on Christians, because, like, if you're anything like me, I'm already a homebody anyway. So for me to get out and do stuff is already a hassle, because I'm just not that kind of person. But with us not being able to meet at church and all that kind of stuff, it's really easy for division to be caused. It's really easy for people to just have their own circle, their own lives, and only be focused on that. But right now, people need Jesus now more than ever. And I feel like the enemy would love it if we would stay dormant, if we would sit in our homes and just worry about our household. But maybe we're called to a greater purpose. Maybe we're called to go out and be the hands and feet of Jesus. Perhaps we're called in this moment to be the salt of the earth, to be that light, to be that reflection of Jesus to other people. So anyway, I'm off my rant for the night. I just wanted to give everybody that word of encouragement, and to let y'all know that God's going to see us through this. It may not be how we think it should be, because often God's plan does never, ever look like ours. So, but I do know that what He has planned is greater than anything I could ever think or ever conjure up. So, anyway, I'm praying for everybody, and I hope that, I'm believing that throughout this, for myself personally, and for everybody that's, a Christian, or everybody that's watching this video, I'm really believing that this whole entire trial, this whole entire process is going to take us to new heights with Jesus, whether that is growth in your relationship with Christ, whether that's growth, all of it's growth in your relationship with Christ, but whether that's growth in your faith, growth in your prayer life, whatever it is, growth in discipline, to spend time with God, whatever it is, I'm believing that for you. And so, anyway, guys, I'm going to get off here because I'll ramble on, but I hope that everybody is doing well, and I'm just speaking blessings over you in Jesus' name. Y'all have a great day, guys. Bye.